Good morning, Pisces. How are you today? My name is Sherilyn, and I'm here to do your weekend bonus reading. Bonus weekend reading. That's how we say it. Okay. This one is going to be for July 18th, 19th, and 20th. And that's kind of the whole deal. We're just going to do a Celtic cross and see what Spirit wants to bring out. At the bottom, I will do 2 cards each for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just to see if we can give you some insight as to what the weekend might have in store. Okay? All right. This one right here is going to be for my Pisces. We'll do one more and we're on it. Here we go. Okay, Pisces. There we go. This one's for Pisces. Pisces. Okay, then. Let's go. What do we got? What is your situation right now? And we've got the Sun. Wow. Well, it's known as the happiest card in the deck, so it can stand for that. It can also mean that there is a ton of clarity coming to you right now, meaning the sun is shining down on different aspects of things that maybe you had not seen before. By the way, these funny lines, I don't know exactly what they're because of, but I can't get rid of them right now, so for tonight we're going with it. Okay, just so I got that out of the way. The sun is the situation, so it altogether is a positive card, I believe. No matter which angle it comes from, it's all positive. So let's see. What is the obstacle then to the sun? What do you got? The Two of Wands. So this tells me that right now you are at a point where you need to decide which path you want to take to the next stage in your life, or to whatever, to the rest of your life, okay? Both sides look promising. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't look like there's really a bad decision that can be made, but the decisions are very different for how you're going to move forward. So there's some stress, I'm sure, involved in trying to make this decision, but still, it's not a bad spot to find yourself in, for sure, Pisces, okay? Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, so what is it that you need to focus on? The Page of Cups. Well, the Page of Cups always reminds me of it being like your card, because I tell people it is somewhat fantasy-driven, somewhat unrealistic expectations sometimes, but based in like fantasy, or yeah, it's a little bit of a delulu sometimes, but I mean that the kindest way. I guess this is telling you that what you need to focus on is your craziest, wildest dreams, right? That you can bring them to life right now, or that, you know, that is what's going to drive you forward. Well, there you go. That sounds like heaven to you. That looks really good. That's how I see that. Meaning at this point you're standing at some sort of a crossroads, but it looks like you have the ability to possibly make some of those crazy dreams come true. There you have it. What is it you need to leave behind? The Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is usually inspiration and passion. Maybe in the past you let yourself get caught up into some sort of an inspiration that was based in only fact, or that somehow was limiting you. And they're telling you right now that you need to focus on limitless, I hate to tell you, you need to focus on limitless imagination, but that's kind of what they're saying here. Seems like a really crazy read to give to a Pisces, but there you go. They're saying that the sky is the limit right now. There really are no limits as far as your imagination goes and what you can achieve. So don't let anybody else try to pull you in a direction where they're saying that there are limits, because there aren't. Okay, what is your strength here? The Five of Cups. You're somehow drawing strength. So you've alchemized some sort of a feeling of loss and regret. There was some sort of loss and regret here in the recent past or something, and you've managed to alchemize that pain into this imagination, this limitless imagination deal. You've taken something that was very painful and something that was very hard for you, and somehow you've turned it around. For instance, it would be like going through something that was just mind-blowingly awful at one point, but at this point you've somehow managed to alchemize it into a screenplay, or you know what I'm saying, or a book or something. That's what kind of energy this feels like. Like you've taken your pain and managed to flip it somehow into something that's going to turn into something beautiful, it looks like. Okay, what do you have in the near future? So we have the Six of Pentacles. Whatever this dream is that you are alchemizing and turning into reality, or whatever this is going on here, you will truly get as much out of it as you put into it. This is something where as much as you invest into this is what you will get back. This is all about reciprocity. So if you go all in, then you'll get it all back. You know what I'm saying, type of deal? That's what it's saying. If you stay reserved and only let part of yourself, you know, try to keep a handle on it or something, don't really let this flow, then you'll only get that much back. What's the advice here? I've got temperance. It's all, this is supposed to bring a sense of healing and a sense of balance into your life. It's like finally being appreciated for things that you've been criticized for before or in the past. So far, this is an amazing reading, especially for Pisces. Okay, let's see. What is the atmosphere? Five of Pentacles. There is definitely a sense of you feeling like you no longer fit into a place or with a group of people that you once fit in with. You know, and it is because you have evolved out of that group. You know, you have grown past those people or that situation. And so that, I'm sure, is somewhat painful, but to put that against what it looks like you're gaining here and the way that life is changing for you, I would say that that's a small price to pay, is how this appears to me. Okay, what is your biggest fear? The King of Swords. This is based very much so in your imagination. I mean, that is what is driving this, is your imagination, your creativity, your emotion, all that kind of stuff. So the King of Swords would be a fear, you know what I'm saying? Because the King of Swords is totally opposite that. It's all about facts and just intellect and looking at everything through a lens of logic and this and that doesn't fit in with what you're doing here. So I can see where this would be the arch nemesis or whatever to your situation. I think eventually you will have to find some sort of a sense of balance between the two, but right now it's saying to let it run wild, so that's what you do. What do we got? What's the outcome? Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords would say, I'm telling you all these wonderful things, and you're supposed to let this run wild, and there's a piece of you that is afraid to do that. There's a piece of you that's up in your head thinking, but wait, people have told me all my life not to do that. So how can I just let that go now? But, yeah, I can see why, and I feel bad because I'm one of those people who's been telling you, come on, get grounded, be realistic. But right now, the way these cards are reading, it's that you're supposed to let this imagination and creativity flow. You're supposed to continue to try to alchemize whatever this pain is you've been through, because it's going to turn into something beautiful somehow here. So don't get stuck in your head at this point. You know what I'm saying? That's what I see. Let me do the days of the week. What do you got for Friday? The Hangman and the Two of Pentacles. There is a definite imbalance right now, it feels like, and you're feeling like you're stuck there. You are only as stuck there as you allow yourself to be. You know what I mean? I tell people all the time, it's just one sit-up to get unstuck, right? That's all it takes. You can do it. Saturday, I've got the Strength card and the Two of Cups. So there's some kind of union here that you are trying to strong-arm, or you're trying to make something go your direction. Just understand that no relationship is ever going to work out to be what you want it to be unless both people want to be there, okay? And then what do you have? That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I've got the Two of Cups again. There's two in this deck, and then the Ten of Swords. Yeah. You're trying to force a relationship that feels as though maybe it's already it's already reached its expiration date. You've already learned what you needed to learn there. If you continue to force it, it looks like you will be part of a betrayal there. And I don't think it's you doing the betraying, but whatever. Sometimes you have to let things go. Sometimes. All in all, great reading, Pisces. Great reading. Whatever that fantasy or that dream is that you've got right now, that you're just afraid to let it really run wild or go loose, you've got to do that. It's time to do that. It is time to let your delusions become your reality for a minute or something. Whatever it is you're afraid of. It's like you're afraid to let this go because you try to keep your imagination and creativity reined in. This is the time when you just need to cut it loose, okay? Whatever you've been fantasizing or dreaming about making come to reality, it's right around the corner if you can just let it go and, open up to it, is what it's saying. All right, y'all. No matter what the cards say, go out and make it the best weekend you possibly can, although this looks pretty darn good. You just got to get out of your head and let it flow, okay? All right, then. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day and weekend, and there you go. Okay? Thanks a lot. Take care.